All right, Tim Higgins, what can you tell us about this letter and whether it is realistic that investors such as Carl Icahn can really influence the product decisions of Apple?
Well, it comes as Apple has already said it's going to increase its capital return program by $70 billion through March 2017. And Apple has been seeing a lot of increased pressure from Carl Icahn to return its cash hoard. So this is yet again another attempt to do more of a buyback. They've been successful in the past, and we're seeing it here today.
All right, now the stock is actually moving a little bit more. It was up only half of 1%. Now it's up about 1.25%. So perhaps the news spreading that Carl Icahn is trying to get Tim Cook to return more money to shareholders. Tom, what assumptions is Carl Icahn making, thinking that Apple can get back up to $240?
Yeah, I mean,
I say back because obviously it's been split.
He's very ambitious here. I mean, he is making some assumptions about what kind of market you're going to have with things like TV, autos, areas that Apple has not yet demonstrated that it can really conquer. It's had trouble getting content deals for its TV package, and we don't even know how quickly it can actually get that auto off the ground.
Yeah, you just said it. Autos?
Autos.
Can you just put this on based on Apple's non-existent auto
He's talking about really
business?
big addressable markets, but these are things that are still way in the offing.
But just to put it all into context in terms of what are the sales now of Apple and how big a company, what's its market cap, so we understand what he's looking at versus the current Apple.
Well, I mean, obviously Tim Cook and Steve Jobs before him have made Apple into the world's most valuable company. They have a track record of showing that they can deliver, entering new markets. I mean, there's really been a revolution over the last decade for Apple. I mean, they've demonstrated their ability to get into new markets. So there's reason to believe, there's reason for optimism here.
Tim, correct me if I'm wrong. Last time Carl Icahn tried to said, hey, return more money to shareholders, please. Tim Cook said, yeah, that's cool, I'll do it, but I'm going to borrow some money to actually do it rather than, bring some of this cash that's offshore back to the U.S., pay the tax bill, and then return it to shareholders. What is Carl Icahn calling for? Would it be okay with him if Apple borrowed more money to return it to shareholders, or is he actually talking about winnowing down the enormous cash pile that Apple is sitting on?
Yeah, well, that's been Apple's strategy. As you say, it faces these U.S. taxes if it's going to bring its offshore money back to the States, so it's been using cheap money overseas to do that. Really, one of the questions, that the big debate right now in the marketplace is whether Apple has peaked with its iPhones. The new iPhone 6, 6 Plus, has really been driving sales, driving record profits in the last 2 quarters, and there are some folks in the market who think that perhaps the iPhone sales have peaked. Now, Carl Icahn is out there saying, hey, listen, this company isn't done yet. There's still potential to do more, and you look at these other markets that they potentially could be getting in, and he's making the case that there is more to that life.
Can I just point out that at $240 a share, Apple would have a market cap of $1.4 trillion. That's pretty incredible. Does Carl Icahn have any friends in pushing Tim Cook? Are there any other big shareholders saying this is what he has to do?
He's been the most outspoken. And Carl Icahn, in his letter, he makes the point. He says that big institutional investors misunderstand Apple. I'm the one who gets Apple. I'm the one who understands that this big cash pile should be viewed as this separate entity from Apple.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Tim Cook is going to have another invitation to have dinner with Carl Icahn very soon.
Yes.